I selected The Secret History by Donna Tartt to redesign. It's a classically inspired murder mystery set in an academic landscape. The aim of my design was to visually translate these themes through symbolic illustration, tonal palette, and visual connection that reflects the novel's aesthetic. The process began with contextual and visual research. I researched existing book covers within the dark academia genre, including If We Were Villains, Ninth House, and Babel. These covers use muted tones, serif typography, and classical motifs to demonstrate depth and tradition. I also looked at historical references, particularly Renaissance art and Greek sculpture, to connect with the novel's classical subject matter. This research led to the selection of Dionysus and Artemis as symbolic figures. Dionysus represents ritual, chaos, and lust, while Artemis symbolizes beauty and control, reflecting the novel's tension between intellect and indulgence. From there, I moved into experimentation and image development. I explored different visual techniques, including stippling and fine line illustration, inspired by both tattoo design and pen and ink engravings. This process helped me create depth and shadow without relying on color gradients, reinforcing a sense of craft and classical texture. I produced several sketches in this style, refining proportion, balance, and form through iterative testing on paper and Adobe Illustrator. The decision to use stippling also connects to visual communication theory. The semiotics. The dot patterns act as a visual signifier of tradition, discipline, and craft. The illustrations were ultimately designed in Adobe Illustrator to allow experimentation. I began with transferring my sketches to simple vectors. From here, I began to map out shadows and highlights on the torso and face. Using references of Greek statues, I built up areas of shadow. The visual is complemented by contrast. I spent time refining the contours, filling the hair, and experimenting with the cloak. Once the illustrations were complete, I developed the dust jacket design, extending the visual language across the spine and back cover to create continuity. The back panel features Artemis and the spine a rabbit, both drawn in the same stippled style to ensure cohesion across the composition. This repetition of technique and tone establishes a consistent aesthetic identity. I also considered usability and production, generating a QR code in a custom CMYK color for print compatibility, specifically targeting young adults. The final design demonstrates understanding of visual communication principles such as semiotics, balance, and hierarchy, while integrating historical and contemporary design influences. Through a combination of traditional symbolism, tactile illustration, and digital refinement, the cover aims to capture the academic tone and classical status of Tartt's novel. In summary, my process combined research, iterative experimentation, and theory-driven design decisions to produce a cohesive and contextually grounded outcome.